We are live.
The stream is live. Good evening, everybody. Kilo Delta 8 Lima Hotel Radio. Pota Boy here. I'm at home tonight. Uh, this is our new. I told you the last activation that I did, we were going to have something coming up, and this is it. This is called CQ Pota Podcast. We're here to let you know how we activate as individuals and how people want to, what people want to do and how they want to do it and to do it your way. So again, I'm Kilo Delta 8, Lima Hotel Radio. I'll turn it up to my friend up top. Bill, your turn.
Hello, this is Bill W0KAL, kilowatts and liquor. So yeah, I'm here, and we're going to talk about. Well, I guess Sonny already said all that, so I'll just send it over to Alex and let you introduce yourself.
I am AJ, Whiskey Whiskey 6, Whiskey, all the whiskey. And I'm happy to be here. And I'll send it down to Dave, WD9N.
Hi, this is Dave, WD9N. These guys asked me to join in on the craziness, so here I am. And you've probably caught me out at a few activations. I've been doing quite a few lately, and hopefully we can give you guys some good information or at least make you laugh.
There you
Sonny?
go. That's all of us. We do have a man behind the scenes. I'd like to acknowledge him, Joe, KE8DNF. He's our guy that's moving us around and doing what we need to do when it's that time. Uh, well, that's the intro. That's the introduction of everybody that's here. And if you do Parks on the Air, uh, feel free to text up in the chat and let us know how you activate or if you have any questions or anything like that. Feel free to text them in there. Please be respectable, no foul language or anything like that, and just have fun. Uh, so, first off, I'd like to give you a little rundown of what I use in the field. When I'm in the field, me personally, my equipment is a Yaesu FT891. I run on a 20 amp hour battery, Bioenno. And one quick question: Can you guys can't hear my headphones over here echoing or anything?
Nope, you sound good.
Okay,
Nope.
I just wanted to make
Sounds
sure because I do got the screen playing over here.
good.
But okay, let's get back to this. My bad. Um, I use a new antenna to me, and I love it. This antenna is awesome. A good friend of mine over in New York builds them. He sends them to me. I do use them for giveaways. I call it the Eric Enfed. He don't make them for just anybody, and he don't make them to sell. He makes them to help out my channel for one. He makes them to help out his friends, anybody that needs antennas, and it has multiple uses with it. It's a 100-watt antenna, 100-watt, 150 actually capped, but 100 watts is what I run if I run all the watts. If I don't run all the watts, it's usually about 20, between 20 and 25 in the watt ranges. So that's what I run. And a lot of times, if it's raining, I sit in the car and I use my ham stick. But what do you got over there, Bill?
So our main workforce, I usually go with a friend of mine, Richard N0OII, and we mainly run off his Kenwood 480, and when we're doing voice, and that's the 200-watt version, and we run that into a Comet, not a Comet, it's a Hustler coil, and so that gets out for us really good. Richard's got that thing set up really neat. It's got the removable head, and we can just take the head out to a park bench. And if we're going to activate with several people, then we're not all crammed into a pickup truck or so. So he's got a 50-foot cable on that. So we can get out and talk to everybody on that. It's great to get and sit around the park, a picnic table. As long as the seats don't get to you too bad, then always bring a little pillow or something for the seat. So, But that's about all. And then when I do it on my own from the RV, I also have my own Kenwood 480. Mine's only a 100-watt version, but I'll do that from my RV camper. So, Dave, what do you got set up? Oh, Dave, I don't think we're hearing you.
How about now?
Now we're hearing you, Dave.
All right, very good. A lot of times what I can do, I've got to park very close and there's a lot of hunting areas. I can just pull in and park with the truck and run the screwdriver antenna. I've got a Kenwood 480HX. I can do 200 watts on that thing. And I know a lot of the hunters absolutely love it when you got that kind of power out activating because they hear you good. And if I'm not running on the truck, I will be using something like this. That's the 590 SG that I keep in one of the Harbor Freight Apache cases. That way, if I open the door and drop it out on the ground, it doesn't go flying around. And here's kind of the gear I take along. Typically half-wave dipoles if I'm operating at a pavilion or something like that. And if you look at that orange bag, and then there's a little cord there, that is a 11-ounce Arborist throw line. And man, that makes putting a line over a tree limb just so easy. And then I've 3D printed up some rope winders there, and I've got interchangeable elements that I run on the center feed point there for the dipoles. They just, man, it works just too good. And there's the 590 SG set up with the laptop, and I just plug the USB cable in, and you're up and running. 100 watts on that. I've got a, let's see, where, I think that was up in this. Nope, I don't have a photo of that. I have a lithium iron phosphate. It's a 30 amp hour, 20 amp hour. I forget. Either way, but it will run that 590 SG for at least 3 hours doing an activation at 100 watts. So it's been just an amazing battery. I mean, the thing only weighs like 5 pounds. As long as you don't short it out somewhere or something like that, you're in good shape. That's pretty much the equipment and how I run right now. I'll kick it back to you guys.
So how are you powering that?
The 590?
Yeah.
I've
What
got
are you using to power that in the field?
A lithium iron phosphate.
Oh, okay.
Battery,
okay.
yeah.
Is it 100? Is it 100 amp hours?
I don't remember if it's a 20 or a 30.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't remember which it is.
Oh, and I should add in when we're doing our activation, Richard's got set up where he's got 2 truck batteries ran in series, and so we run off those. So those can do several days of our activations without needing a charge. So that's. But if you're going to do an activation where you need to go to a park bench, running a big battery pack like that is not something you want to do. You'd want to do something more like Dave and Sonny's doing there.
Right. In the past, I was using a 100 amp hour lead acid, and I mean, that thing weighs over 60 pounds, huge deep cycle, because that's what I had.
Wow.
And I recently went out to Branson, and I ordered I just put the image up so you can actually see it's that yellow box looking thing there. And that's that lithium iron phosphate 5-pound battery. I mean, throw it in a backpack and walk around with it all day long. It's no big deal.
Yeah. All right, Alex, why don't you let us know what you activate with?
So I
have to get used to that. AJ, what do you have?
Either one is fine. So I activate with a G90 right now. That's mostly what I've activated with. I have activated with a Yaesu 891, which bit the bullet in a lightning storm. So I don't have that radio anymore at this time. So I activate with the G90 20 watts, using an OPEC antenna, which I love. It's a magnet mount. so I do activate in the car at times. Um, but times I do activate outside of the car as well with a V dipole antenna. Um, the G90 is a great POTA powerhouse,
G90s are awesome
really.
radios.
It really is. It's only 20 watts, but it's for POTA activation, it's fantastic. I've had no problems with it at all when I've been activating POTUS. Um, it's just a great radio all in all. So that's what I activate with, and it just makes it real easy. Now I'm doing a little different with power. I'm actually using my power supply when I activate. And because I'm plugging directly into a Jackery, and the Jackery is a 1K, so I could just run without charging the Jackery. I could run for a week out in the field every day. I mean, I could just run and run and run and run. So the Jackery has been really awesome for me. It's lightweight, easy to carry with me. To take to the park and activate. Would I carry it in a bag to like do a backpacking, a mobile of some sort? No, I would not do that. But for a POTA activation, it's fantastic in that regard. So that's kind of how I'm doing it a little differently than what other people do. Um, but yeah, it seems to work out really well for me. I'll pass it back to POTA Boy there. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I like the G90s. I honestly regret getting rid of mine. Uh, I got a steal on one, made a deal with a buddy of mine, and he wanted what I had, and I wasn't sure about trading what I had. I traded a 101, a Yaesu FT 101, old
Mm-hmm.
school, the hybrid, tube type, all that base station, and I've always been kind of a QRP type, kind of halfway QRP type guy. Like even when I do my activations, my last activation, I went to 60, 65 watts output, and this was a 100-watt old school boat anchor radio that I was trading for a 20-watt dinky little mobile radio. But I done some research on it, and I liked what I researched, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think I'll do that. So I made the trade. I used the radio for a total of 15 minutes, and
Yeah. So you never activated with the G90 then? You never got to?
no, I never got to activate with the G90. I do got another Xiegu that was a really decent radio that I actually liked, and uh, it's right here. That's everything. That's everything
Wow.
in the box, and that's a small box. And
That's
got
impressive.
a little.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's the smallest box that I have. This is on loan to me. This is not mine. Uh, this is not mine. This is on loan to me, but I do like it. It comes with a mic, get the power cord, obviously, uh, and that's the radio. That's it.
That's cool. So
It's
which what is that?
that's the G1M Xiegu. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
it there. G1M
wow.
Xiegu,
Okay.
and it's got a BNC connector for the antenna.
Uh-huh.
You got on the back, it's got ACC, COM, key, speaker, and DCN, and it's even got a little ground bug that you can hook up a ground.
Very cool.
But it's a neat little radio. I did try an activation with it. I put that in the wrong way. I did attempt an activation with it, and I don't know what happened, but it didn't work for me. People were having a hard time hearing me. It's just a little tiny little 5-watt radio, and that's all it is.
Oh wow!
And I, like you guys know, I go ahead.
I activated with Hermes Light, and yeah, just 5-watt radio. And man, after running 200 watts out of the truck, it felt like
Right.
I worked and worked for contacts.
Right,
bet.
exactly.
Some
I
guys
was
like
working
that.
so hard.
Yeah, some
I
guys really like
bet.
that.
Now I do also have a Yaesu FT818 that I activate with too. Matter of fact, I did my white whale. I did a video. I got a YouTube channel, Poda Boy, KD8LHRs. Some of you may know if you come in and check us out. I activated with the 818. I went out to New York like 5 or 6 different times, and every time I would go out, something would happen. Now the 818, it has the little portable battery packs. My batteries took a dump on me, so then my antenna broke, and I'm like, oh man. So I was really frustrated, like 4 times in a row, I believe it was. And then the 5th time, I said, I'm doing it. I had the Eric Enfed, and I went to New York, and I activated that park, and I got the activation. I mean,
Nice.
I did get a failed activation the first time because my batteries dumped on me. I got 5 contacts, and in the middle of my 5th contact, I had to turn my radio back on to finish the contact. So I ended up calling it on that one.
But isn't
So,
that part of the fun of it?
exactly. That's part of the
You
fun. That's
definitely
why we go out there.
You definitely learn to get everything ready and remember to charge your batteries before you go out.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Yeah, and
Well,
it's
see,
like
that's
everything
just
else.
it.
Forget your coax and just stupid little things, and man, you learn to make a list. You learn to make a list.
Yeah, you need a Poda bag.
I've got
I
the whole
have
Poda tote.
my original Poda bag is a 4 rifle. It carries 4 rifles, a rifle box. And I had everything set up. And unfortunately, right now, I don't have no pictures of it, or I'd post a picture of it up here. But I think I got one on my QRZ.
I'm thinking W3LBY would not activate using that. Could you imagine him in the DC area breaking out a big gun case like that and walking across the park?
Yeah.
That would be ill-advised.
Let me see. Do I got that picture? Yeah. If you go to my QRZ, KD8LHR on QRZ, that's my first go box. That's a rifle box. I wish I could share it on here, but unfortunately,
I might be able to pull that up for you here in just a second.
Yeah. So, hey, what's happening, man? Good to see you in here.
Oh, there it is right there. Give me just a moment. I think I can get that over here.
I remember seeing a picture of your rifle box, Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite a setup you had.
Yeah, it had that one right there with I had the green lights. So yeah, it's there. You got my shack and everything, and yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I thought that was like a guitar case.
No, it's a rifle case. It's a rifle case, and in that case, I have 4 antennas, power supply, laptop, radio, tuner, antenna analyzer, 50 foot of coax, JPC 12, and a tripod, and 15 feet of pole for my little tripod. The tripod is actually underneath all the radios. So when I pull the tripod out, I got to lift the cushion up and pull the tripod out.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff in one box. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why that box was so big.
Yeah.
And the box has wheels. The box has wheels. So that helped a lot. The only reason I don't use it now is because I got a new car and it don't fit in the car. So
I don't have that
I
problem.
had to downsize. But the batteries that I used for the 818 are right here. I got two
Oh,
of
wow.
these, and the only thing is I don't have no way to charge these. So I also have one of these here that holds 9 volts, double A's. And even though this little thing here holds these double A's in there and they're pretty nice, fits right in the radio, I take this off, and this is just an addition that I put on there to hold them in. But I take this off and it slides right into this inside of the radio, and it's all internal. That's all out in my car right now. I keep all my POTA stuff in the car ready to go when I need to charge my battery or my tablet or whatever I bring in the house. So yeah.
Cool. Very cool. How long have you been doing POTA?
Me? I've been
Yes.
doing POTA Parks on the Air since 23.
Oh, okay. I think you've been at it longer than I have.
Yeah, my first
let me look.
activation. Let me see here. I'm looking. My first recorded activation was. Oh man, there's so many of them. 4/10 of 2022, and that was under the call sign KE8UFS. But I was the operator, so I logged it in. You know, I upload it. When you upload it under a club call, it also uploads to the operator's call sign as well.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first one. That was our original call sign for the Amigos Amateur Radio Club is KE8UFS. And then we put in for Kilo Charlie 8 Oscar Hotel for Ohio. So that was my first activation that I did, and it was for a club activation, and that's what turned me on to Parks on the Air.
Cool. I was trying to look and see when my first hunter log was logged, but I'm trying to get to the end of it because I can't figure out how to switch it around here. But I don't know how long I've been doing it. And I just kind of stumbled across it. You know, I was tuning around the bands one day and I just heard people calling CQ POTA. And at first I was like, oh, it's another contest. And they're like, I'm at park this. And I'm like, and then they're like, park to park. And I'm like, wait, this is not a normal contest. What is this? So I got doing some digging around and finally figured out what it was.
So one of the big things, even if you're a hunter, you'll want to sign up for the link that's on the screen here, the POTA.app. And if you sign up for there, even if you're not going out and activating, if you're just hunting POTAs, you can get awards and keep track of how many people you contact and things like that. So, so that's a great one to get signed up for. It doesn't cost you a thing. And Dave's showing it right there on the screen.
No, I just found my first contact as a hunter. I hunted for the longest time before I ever activated. Was 3/6 of 21. 3/6 of 21.
Yeah,
I think I've done about a year and a half activations. But yeah, I've been hunting for a long time.
How long have you been? What day did you start out, Alex?
Activating or hunting?
Activating. I was there for your first activation. I believe.
Yes,
I got
you were.
First
I'm a new activator. I'm still fairly new activator. You guys have me by a lot of time with activations. So I'd have to go in and look to see when I started activating, what the date was. But man, it's only been what, 6 months,
I think
right?
so.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
6 or 7
Yeah,
months. Yeah.
6 or 7 months.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been doing it longer than I thought. I just looked at my activation page there. My first activation was 5/18 of 21.
No, you got a year on me. I was 22.
Yeah, my first activation, 51 contacts.
Nice.
Yeah, my first activation was in 410 of 22. So you got me by a year.
Oh, wow. So,
So
yeah,
when
it's
you're
longer
doing
than I thought.
activations, the number of contacts you make, for instance, you go on this Poda app and you look on there the different parks that you can go to, and there's ridiculous amounts of parks. There's a park near you for sure, and
Guaranteed.
you get
Thousands.
yep, you get the unique number for that park, and sometimes those parks will overlap. And for instance, the parks that I normally go to, you're actually in 3 parks. So for every contact, if I just contacted Alex, I get credit for, and Alex gets credit for 3 for just making that single contact. So that's how I get my numbers up really high. But I guess that leads into a lot of, it's your activation. You do it however you want to do it. I prefer to get the most numbers I can get. So that's one of the reasons I like going
Mhm.
into these parks where it's 3 parks. For every contact I get credit for 3. So I
Mhm.
get the larger numbers and things like that. Where and I won't sit there and chit chat. I'm not really a rag chewer anyway. Um, so Sonny is a chit chat rag chewer, and there's nothing wrong with the way either one of us does it, or the way that you might want to do it. So you can sit there, and if Dave calls in, and I haven't talked to Dave in a long time, and me and Dave want to talk for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, then so be it. That's the way it is. Or if we just want to get on there and I give Dave his signal report, he gives me a signal report. That's the end of the story, and I move on. And I think I've done a little bit of both with Dave, in fact,
Yeah.
when we're doing a park to park. So, Sonny, why don't you go into a little bit about how you activate different in contrast to the way I activate?
In contrast to the way you activate, you're a wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I'm an all night baby.
Yes.
I activate the park the way I activate it, and I kind of said to myself, this is your activation, and I tell people this all the time. It's your activation. You do it the way you do it. Don't let nobody dictate how to run your activation. And one time, I let somebody dictate my activation, and I did it just because he had a really, really good point. And I like to run multiple bands, at best 3 bands. I'll run 10, 40, and 20. And my antenna that I use now allows me to do that. All I got to do is just switch the band. When I'm in the car, I got hand sticks that I got to porcupine my car with, and I do it like that as well. But that entitles taking and switching the antenna off, pulling the antenna off, putting the coax back on for the next antenna, and so forth. So it's a pain in the butt. So when I sit in the car in the rain, I just use the one antenna. But like Bill said, it's all about how you want to run it. And when I operate and I activate a park, I'm going to CQ POTA, I'm going to call it out. This is Kilo Delta 8 Lima Hotel Radio at US 1952 Geneva State Park. Dave comes back to me, and I'll go back to Dave and I'll be like, okay, Whiskey Delta 9 November, come on in there. I got you at 5-8, whatever. And a lot of times I'll sit there and have a conversation with them. What are you doing, Dave? Or how you been, man? You know, I'll talk to you. I'll have a conversation with you. But I'm also uh, running that park the way I want to run it. And I get a lot of pileups and I appreciate each and every one of them. I don't have a hard time getting an activation. But I run it the way I run it, and that's by having conversations with individuals that are out there. It's just, to me, it's more fun that way. I don't mind the wham bam, thank you, ma'am, but to me, it's more fun to actually have a little bit of a conversation. I've actually had it to where the guy that I'm talking to it says, "Okay, well, you got people waiting on you. Shut up."
You
But
know,
yeah, I was, you know, like I said, you know, I take and I run that activation the way I want to run it, and I don't let nobody dictate to me. And the one time I did, and I understand completely. I had a pilot, but I had things I wanted to do, and I wanted to move to another frequency or another band. I'm sorry, another band. And the guy, he's up when I said, "All right, guys, I'll catch you on 20." And I was on 40. He says, "Well, why are you leaving a pile up?" You got a good point. Okay, yeah, boom, QRZ. So,
you know.
Yeah.
It does hurt to
Yeah.
run leave on a pileup. We've done that before because we just ran out of time. We have other things we got to do, and there's a pileup, and it just hurts to leave it.
Right.
But
Mhm.
usually when we say now, people even go QRT differently. Sometimes, most of the time when we say last call and we take our last call, we say we're QRT, and we usually have our finger on the power button.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it takes on a kind of its own character each activation. I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure, have noticed that. It's like sometimes you go out and it's just like it's hit or miss contacts here and there because either propagation or maybe time of day. Maybe there's not as many people on. I don't know. But yeah, you get a good pileup going, and man, when it's flowing good, you're just in there and it's like, QRZ, bam, work one. QRZ, and you just you go. And like you said, you'll run into somebody and you'll be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And this or that, or somebody will ask a question. Man, you've got a really good signal in here. What are you running? You kind of do that back and forth, and you don't really want to like break the rhythm of that big pileup going on, but at the same time, it's like I'm a rag chewer at heart. Some guys are like just all about it. Next contact, next contact, next contact. So
right.
I kind of blend it.
Mhm.
I try not to keep it long. If it's a big pile up, I try not to hold it up because it's like, well, there's 15 or 20 guys sometimes call, and it's like, I know they don't want to sit there forever, but
Well, and I'm one of the overthinkers. So if there's a big pileup, I'm thinking in my head, well, all these guys are out there saying, "Shut up, Bill, move on. We're waiting to get in." So
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. I got a guy that I regularly get, which a lot of people get them, and everybody knows them. The Keg Man.
The Keg Man.
he's too
Kevin
close for
is
me.
out there all the time. Oh man,
Yeah.
What's his call?
that, uh,
Is it Kilo One?
whiskey Keg. His. Good Lord, you had to ask. If you hadn't asked, I would have been able to tell you.
Yeah, the last three are KEG. He's in
My brain's
Minnesota.
not braining. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
he's in
Whiskey
Minnesota, and I'm in
something.
South
Whiskey,
Dakota, so we're just too close. I'm sorry, Sonny. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just rambling, trying to think of his call sign.
There we go.
Yeah, I was.
We got somebody posted in the comments.
Yeah.
Kilo Echo Zero, Kilo Echo Golf.
Yep, that's it. Kilo Echo Zero, Kilo Echo Golf. The Keg Man. Yeah, he's awesome, man. I've gotten him a few times in my activations as well, and he comes in all the time. And
No, that's not the
then
Keg Man.
Kilo
not the
Echo
Caveman.
Zero, Kilo Echo Golf. No, you're right.
No,
That's not the right keg, man.
I'll find him here in a minute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, see
Missouri.
if you can find him because he's out there a lot. He's a
Keg
good
man,
dude.
we're hunting for you.
Yep, Kegman
Caveman,
deserves
we're
a
hunting
shout out.
for you.
He
We're
deserves a
stalking
good
you
shout
down.
out.
Oh, absolutely. He hunts. You hear him
Here's
all
another
the time.
Whiskey Zero
Whiskey
Kilo
Zero
Echo
Kilo.
Golf.
Whiskey Zero Kilo Echo Golf. Yeah, that's it. That's him.
Whiskey
Kevin's
Zero
his
Kilo
name.
Echo Golf. Okay, yeah.
Let me see here.
I dox him on QRZ, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of graphics there.
So like you were saying, Photo Boy, you like to have that interaction and that communication,
Yes.
and that you like to have that rag chew back and forth, and
Right.
now Bill and I are the same in that we're numbers, so we like to get in there and just pound them out, and I like to see that.
Well, I get my numbers. I get my
You
numbers
do get
too.
your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do get your numbers. Yes, you do. You hammer out the POTUS really well. Yeah, I like to get my numbers. And so I get in and I my activations are pretty quick. I don't rag chew too much myself. I just kind of go one after the other, and
Yeah. So who's got some big plans for POTA next? What's your next big plans? What's your next big thing that you want to do in POTA? What's a bucket list that you want to do in POTA?
Well,
I got two things.
Me and you have talked about trying to go down to Shawnee National Forest and take my wall tent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I think we could set up down there and in a weekend get a kilo.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah. Especially if all right, see, I've already done it once, as y'all know. And to reiterate and come back to what Alex was saying with me and him and Bill and how I do my operations, my activations. One of the reasons that I do it the way I do it has been since I've been live streaming. Before I started my YouTube channel, I would pretty much do the same thing, but shorter. Now that I got my live stream channel going, my YouTube.
Okay, go ahead.
I tend to let them guys get a little bit more time on the air, and to where it gives them a little bit more time to hear what they're hearing, what I'm hearing on my end, I should say, and the person that I'm talking to, and if they're on, checking out the live stream, they can hear that. So I talk to them a little bit more, and that gives them a better chance to hear themselves and maybe say, "Oh wow, well,
good night,
I didn't like the way that sounded. I wonder what I could do to adjust that." Good night, wifey.
Good night, wifey.
She said good night.
So going back to Dave's question there, I got two more things on my bucket list for Parks on the Air that I want to do too. And one of them is 24-hour POTA, which we all know I attempted. I was doing really good.
Yeah.
The stories.
Another one.
You made, how far did you make it in? You made 12 hours or 8 hours or something like that?
8 hours in. I was 8 hours in. 8 hours in, yeah. And if I had done it the month before, I'd have been 100% good.
Sometimes it's all about timing.
Right. It is. It's all about timing. My other bucket list item.
No, I'll let you finish.
Okay. My other bucket list item is I want to go down to Maryland, and I want to get 7 parks, and I want to activate with Dell and Welby. I want to activate with Dell in 7 parks. That's a bucket list for me. I think that would be awesome.
We need to find a park somewhere that we can just all go to. And I don't know that I want to do it like these guys do, where it's like, oh, here, stand by for the next stop, stand by for the next stop. I don't care for that style. I would be perfectly fine if we're all there and we all go, hey, I'm going to be on this band, I'm going to be on this band, and just each pick a band, which is hard to do if you've got too many people, because, you know, if it's the middle of the day, you're going to be 20 or 40 most likely, or higher in frequency if it's working.
Right.
But at nighttime, you can play around a little more with it. It would be hard to do, because you're going to have to coordinate frequencies and that kind of stuff. But it would be fun to work something out like that.
Well, in a scenario like that, you're going to need filtering and things like that too. So
yeah, that's a tough part of it too.
Right. Now, we did a meet and greet. In fact, I think that was in September of last year. I could be wrong. At I'm trying to remember, Hazlitt State Park, I believe it was, in Illinois. And there were, good grief, several people on, and nobody was really coordinating bands. And I was in the parking lot on the truck running 200 watts on phone and single sideband up at the top end of the band. There was another guy down in the middle of the voice portion running 20 meters. And then there was another guy on 20 doing CW, and we were doing all right. Wasn't really creating a problem. We didn't know that until, I went over and made a few contacts, and I walked back over and I was like, yeah, I was just working 20 meters. And they're like, oh, that's what we heard. We heard just a little bit of a spitting coming in. I said, oh, crap. I said, I didn't even think about that. You guys were down here and I'm down there running 200 watts.
Yeah.
But it got through.
So I just wanted to make a point, and I'll turn it back to Sonny after I'd like to have him tell a little bit of the 24-hour story. But what Sonny found out is you need to check the local park rules, and those park rules may change without notice. And Sonny did find that out the hard way.
Yes.
Some parks will say, you can't put stuff in our trees. You can't put stakes in the ground. You can't do this. You can't do that. Some parks,
I found that out in Missouri.
Yeah, some parks.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I can do all that.
Yeah, you have some hard-nosed people that the park rangers, they don't fully understand it, and they might ask you to leave. The best, even though you can plead your case, you can show them the pamphlet for POTA and explain what it is. But ultimately, if they're saying, no, you need to get out of here, your best practice is just move on to the next park. And
yes.
So with that, Sonny, you want to tell a brief Reader's Digest version of the 24-hour story? Kind of
Started out beautiful. Had the stream going. I was sitting there, I was calling CQ POTA, and I kept hearing stuff. I heard something come past my car, and in the video, you see me look like, what was that? And I'm asking you guys, hey, did you hear that? Well, I think there's something out there, There was a guy standing in front of my car, just out of sight in the wood line, watching me. And I don't know what he was watching me for, but I had several people come up and, hey, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Several people came up. And about the, I don't know, it was about just about 8 hours, sheriff pulls up. I'm like, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. And he was sitting in a parking lot down the road, and somebody that passed where I was sitting, because my battery died and I forgot my spare battery. So I just hooked up to my car battery because I knew I was going to be there all night. Somebody seen my hood up, got concerned, did a welfare check, sent the sheriff down here. Sheriff said, well, if you're good, you got to go. So I did some research, I did some talking, did some calling, made some phone calls. Now I can go in there, but there's a bedtime in the park now. as of the 1st of September of this year, they started shutting the parks down in not Pine Toomey, but Mosquito Lake and Mosquito Creek State Wildlife Refuge at 8 o'clock. So I can only go till 8 o'clock in the park, and then I have to pack up and leave unless I get prior permission. So,
Right.
and the only reason I picked that park is because it's 2 parks in one. Like Bill was saying, he does 3. That's the only one in my area that is a 2-fer. I don't get 3 furs or 4 furs or 7 furs. I wish.
So is that something that you would pursue getting with the admin at that park and getting permission to be in there at different hours, or?
I get a hold of the game warden. The one that is shut down, that where I sit is the only spot in the 2 parks that lap to where I'm fully in both parks and I
Right.
can use it as a 2-fer.
Mm-hmm.
But that parking lot is the wildlife refuge, and the wildlife refuge shuts down at 8 o'clock. So does the state park, but the wildlife refuge as well shuts down at 8
Right.
o'clock.
I didn't know. I know, like here in Illinois, you can go talk to the site superintendent specifically and get, and I would get it in writing. That way, if any law enforcement shows up, like you said, you go, hey, I've got permission to be here.
That's what I got to do. I got to go through, see the game warden up, the chief game warden up here is the guy that's in charge of that particular area.
Sure.
He's the one that would give me the written permission, and he would pass it on to the local law enforcement. That if anybody calls or anything, that I'm in there and I have permission to be there.
Yeah, very good.
So forth. So next time I do it, which I am planning it.
So, son,
yes, sir.
So we have about 6 or 7 minutes left. Why is it important that we go ahead and, if asked, we leave the park? Why is that important when we're doing POTA?
Well, this is my opinion. The reason that's important is because that's a state-run facility. It's a state-run park, and they're allowing us to do this. They're saying it's okay. Okay. And if we don't leave when they ask, then we're not being cordial with the law, basically. That's the way I see it.
I'm sure it helps out the
next
operator
them,
too.
Exactly. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able to.
The POTA.app site has some flyers that you can print out and handing them one of these flyers. And even if they just like, no, you need to get out of here, you can hand them one of these flyers, and they might read through it a little bit later and it's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. And maybe the next guy will benefit from that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm lucky with Geneva, my home park, Geneva State Park, US 1952. I'm lucky with that one because the guys come through there. They bring me coffee. I mean, come on. They've offered me donuts. They bring me coffee. They'll sit there and they'll wave to me as they're going by, and they come through very frequently. Very often they come through. Just my last activation that I did, I think I seen them like 5 times they came around. They come through there.
Yeah.
They go through there quite often because it's a beautiful park. I love it, but there can be some shady activity that goes on there.
Yeah,
just like
and that's why they have to put it to bed. Could be, again, a group of people ruined it for everybody, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way things are. So we have to abide by that.
Now that park, I do have permission for 24 hours. I can stay there a week. I can stay there as long as I want. And the reason why that is, and I'll give you a quick rundown of that. I did have an incident there where I'm a smoker. You guys see that on my stream. I smoke. I got one right here. I was smoking a cigarette, and there was a family down the ways from where I was. They were at the other end of the park, and they called the Rangers, said that I was smoking marijuana. They could smell marijuana. So the ranger came up, and just to keep the cool, he said, "Come back tomorrow. You know, but I need you to leave now because they're throwing a fit because you're here and you're smoking marijuana." I'm not smoking marijuana. So I showed him my cigarettes. He got out of his truck and sniffed in my car and could not. There was no scent of it. So a few people helped me do some legal stuff and sent some emails to the governor and not the governor, but Geneva on the Lake has its own. No, Geneva on the Lake has its own mayor. That's it. So I sent an email to the mayor, explained to him what happened, told him what I was doing, and I was like, "Listen, this is bulllarky. I should not have had to move. It was proven that I wasn't." And I got an email back from him apologizing to me, saying, "Hey, you are perfectly fine. You can come and activate in our park. We want people like you there because that's giving our park worldwide
free advertising."
Yeah, free advertising worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
He understands ham radio. He knows about it. His grandfather was an amateur operator, a ham. He never got into the hobby, but not everybody does. So all I got to do is just drop my name and say, "Hey, I'll be here for this long, for 3 days," and I can go there for 3 days and activate.
Cool.
Good deal.
So yeah, I got special privileges there.
Well,
That's awesome.
You can come to my area and we can just go down to the park and camp there. And then boom, you're good for 24-hour operation. So long as you're not bothering other campers. They do have quiet hours, but I know this park down here and there are some very isolated areas that if you ask, they will let you go camp in. Well, right. But just you in a wall tent sitting there, CQ POTA, if there's people 50 feet away in another tent, they're not going to be sleeping through that.
Yeah.
So, and that's part of it,
Invite them in. Come on.
Well, 11 o'clock at night, they're probably not up for that, but
I got a soda. I got coffee.
Just being courteous to the other people in the park is a long way for that.
Courteous to other people in the park. Yeah. Like me when I'm live streaming, when I'm in the park and I'm live streaming, I try to make sure that people don't, if they run behind me, there's nothing I can do. I go like this, but there's nothing I can do. I stream from my phone. It sets on the table. Mm-hmm. If there's somebody in front of me, I don't put them on the stream unless they don't mind. I'll tell them, "Hey, I am live streaming, so this is over YouTube. If you don't want to be seen, don't get in the view."
Right.
So, yeah. And there are some parks that you're not allowed to even do video in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's going to be rough because I don't know if Maryland down there in the Seven Fir, that little bucket list that I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I'm going to be able to film it. I might be able to film it and then upload it later, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a live stream.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if I'm not allowed to do a live stream, I won't be able to do a film, just recording either.
You have to be careful in the National Forest too, because they have limits on doing video production in the National Forest and things too. They've recently changed some of that.
You have to get permission.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
gentlemen,
to check that out.
It's after 8:00. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add before we kind of seal up the deal here for the evening?
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, take your stuff out to a park and activate and see what you think of it.
Exactly.
Get on the air. Get out there in the park.
Right.
And always remember, it's your activation. Don't let nobody dictate how you do it. If you're a first-time activator,
fast,
take your time.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
I'd like to bring up that the first time I activated, I was terrified. I was
Mhm.
terrified of screwing up and not getting calls right and not pulling out the calls and etc. And still to this day, I do that every single time. And you learn that um, you're going to make mistakes, just like anything else in
Yep.
life. You just roll with it. It's not that serious of a thing. Um, don't get
The
a bunch of
hunter
anxiety.
will correct you.
Yep.
I've
Don't get a
I've
bunch
been
of
doing
anxiety. If you got to ask 3 or 4 times to get the call sign right down on paper or your different loggers, and we'll go into different logging options on one of our next podcasts. But if you have to ask several times to get the information, then that's the way it is. Nobody's going to get frustrated with you. Well, maybe
They
some,
might.
but very, very rare you're going to find anybody
Right.
getting upset with you because you had to ask again.
I've been
Right.
doing amateur radio for 35 years. I was in military communications, and at my last activation within the last week, I guarantee you twice I had to tell everybody, all right, hang on a minute, guys. I just fat fingered the log and I got to fix it.
Yep, I say that a lot. Is like, all right, I messed that one up. Give it to me again.
Yep.
Yeah. We're human,
And
man. We're
I
human.
always say in my live streams, I always say either at the beginning or the end, I explain my live streams. I give you the raw dog footage. I'm not going to cut and edit nothing. What you see is what you get. If I make a mistake, you see that I'm human. I'm not going to push a button and say CQ POTA. I'm going to pick up that mic. I did it for 8 hours, and oh man, I tell you what, it was. I was hoarse. I and I was going to keep going. I ran out of water. Bring lots of liquid.
Oh, yes.
Lots of
Take
liquid.
water. Take water.
Lots of
All right.
liquid.
What
I ran out
Your
of
mouth will get dry.
yes. I went to the store, bought 2 cups of coffee, 2 of the extra large cups of coffee, and a soda. And I was like, oh, I'll be good. I got water in my trunk. I took the water out of my trunk earlier that day and forgot.
All right.
Yep.
So I suppose we better shut this thing down. We got plenty more to talk about next. We're going to try and do this as a weekly podcast on YouTube. So we'll be coming in about 8 o'clock, 7:30 Central, somewhere in there. We're going to get that time nailed down, and we'll put that up on the YouTube page. So we definitely appreciate everybody stopping by and waving a hand, and hopefully this gives you guys some more ideas, and I'll let each person say their final parting words.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we at least entertained you if we didn't inform you. Come
Wish I
back
had
next
one
week.
of those little cricket buttons.
Yeah. Me too.
There's
I
a
was like,
silence a little.
cricket.
Wait, that's on Discord. Well, we can make that happen. I know
We'll
a
have to
guy.
make that happen.
I know
There
a
is a
guy
way
that
to
plays
do it.
with sound.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
I do
everybody. Thanks
Catch
to
Yeah,
y'all
thanks
everybody
for
later.
coming
that's
in,
come
everybody
in.
that checked us out. As I always say,
For
POTA
sure.
on, POTA boy out. Peace, love, and the ham fam.
Yep.
73, everyone.
73, everybody.
7-3s off. POTA on and POTA the way you POTA.